So it is once again October. Once again, it's that season of spooky. Uh, we call it spooky season so much it's like lost meaning to me. I'm trying to think of other things, so my solution is just flip the words, and I guess that counts. It's time for me to do another horror franchise ranking. So a little caveat with that is that normally I watch these around this time. I do my horror franchise dives around this time, and then I do the ranking right after. This year I did not do that. I just didn't have the time. I just don't have the time. Plus I'm doing Hooptober again, so I'm already watching a lot of extra movies. So I figured as long as I have franchises that I have done, I can still talk about them in lieu when I can't. I mean, I would like to do one every year, and technically I did. I did this one this year. There was a new Final Destination movie this year, so that was one where I hadn't seen all the movies, so decided to finally do that. And it's a short one. I also wanted to pick a short one for this because with the aforementioned no time, shorter video, less editing for me. So this is an easy one for me all around. This isn't like as fresh as it normally is, but it is this year, so it's not like I don't think I'm forgetting anything super major. So without further ado, the Final Destination series ranked. Again, not very many, so this won't be super long. And here's my list on Letterboxd. This is just in release order. I'm like, keeping it vague. So yeah, this is just release order, obviously. I mean, I guess I'd be surprised if this was anybody's real ranking either way, top or bottom. And then so there's my Letterboxd, just TJ. It's JSpot is probably the easier way to find me. And then I link all the other horror franchises I have ranked. I have some other incomplete franchise rankings. I don't know if I'll link them to this because these are like specifically all horror ones, but I don't know, maybe. So yeah, covered a few of these on videos and a few I haven't, so those could be future ones if I need to pull from the well. But now, really, without further ado, my number 6. So there's only 6. So top 6 Final Destination movies. Number 6 on the list, bottom of the list, is The Final Destination from 2009. Maybe Final Destination 3D. It was probably called that on release. Probably the most normie, the most expected take. I feel like this is generally the least liked one by most, if not all, Final Destination fans. It may be the most 3D movie I've ever seen. Like, they watch a 3D movie in it, and I think it's part of the climax even, which is something. This was right at the height of the 3D trend around Avatar 1 time. And it really feels like it. There's some really bad effects in it. These all start with these like crazy elaborate like death, like tragedy scenes where all the people die, and the premonition, the whole thing that kicks off the movies. And this was like really weak. It all looks so terrible. It's at the racetrack, and I just remember some of the kills looking like weak, as in like it didn't look good. It looked like very cheap, and like somebody just like their nephew, they're like, oh, he knows, he's worked on Final Cut before, I'll let him do this or something. He knows what After Effects is.
Don't you see? This is where I was supposed to be in the first place, not that stupid race. Wait, I was meant to see this movie.
Bye-bye, suckers!
Jesus, you already finished it. You are fucking crazy, dude. You ripped through it. There's none left. All right. Yeah, okay. I was saying that, like, I was hoping to not forget too much about this one, or about these movies, but this one, even as I was saying it, I was like, yeah, but I probably am gonna forget most stuff about that one. I think it had, like, the lamest deaths too. That's the thing, is like, even if, like, I don't, like, love a Final Destination movie, it's like, oh, at least, like, the kills are good. Yeah, I don't really have much to say about it. It's bad. I gave it a 1.5 star, or 3 out of 10. So next for me, number 5. We are in the top 5 Final Destination movies now. We're in these are the best, the best of the best. Next is Final Destination 3 from 2006. This one seems to kind of be like somewhat of a favorite, at least of my generation. And don't get me wrong, none of these movies are like high art or elevated horror or anything, but I felt like this one just got really dumb in comparison to the first two. The first two were just kind of normal dumb, and this one was really dumb. The roller coaster amusement park aspect of it, like, that was fun. Like, the premonition, I want to say that the Final Destination that I just talked about is the only one where I'm like, even the premonition isn't good. I feel like at least that is like a good sequence in basically every other one. But, like, the way, like, each of these movies, they follow the same formula of, like, a person has a premonition and then they try to stop the people from dying, and like, the first one is kind of just that. They're just like, oh, they're gonna die in this order, and then everybody does, and, like, they don't really do much to stop it, and then they accidentally do, kind of, or they think they do. And then the second one's like, oh, well, if you kill yourself out of order, then you save everybody after. And then this one tried to do, I feel like it just kind of did the first one again. I don't remember if they really tried anything to save themselves. And there's, like, the weird conspiracy thing where she was like, had, like, I don't know if she actually had, like, a whiteboard or whatever, but she was, like, trying to make these ties between, like, Abraham Lincoln and 9/11 and their roller coaster, and I don't know what that meant. I don't know what that was supposed to be. Like, what is the point of that? What is that supposed to mean to us?
That's the last photograph Lincoln posed for. The photographic plate was broken, causing a line that can't be removed. Exactly where he was shot. Look, see the shadow?
Well, what do these pictures have to do with us?
Exactly. And I told her, I say, ma'am.
Like, the last one was like aggressively 3D. This one is aggressively mid 2000s, which is kind of a blessing and a curse now. I have come around on that era a little bit, whereas, like, I used to just outright just completely hate it. No, it's fine. It's fine. This movie's okay, but just dumb. And I'm pretty sure I, like, hated the main character and thought she was really annoying. 5 out of 10 for this one. Right in the middle. Honestly, we're doing pretty good. Like, ranking wise. Maybe it's because, or, like, ratings wise for me. I mean, maybe it helps that there's so few of these that, like, maybe when you get into the higher numbers. And this does have 3 out of 10, but I'm just saying, like, yeah, maybe that's it. Maybe this did have a few more entries, then it's like, okay, now you're starting to look more like a normal horror franchise where it just kind of goes off a cliff after a while. Number 4. Okay. This is honestly, I kind of forgot this was, like, my ranking here. So I will say the rest of these are all the same rating. They're all 3.5 star, 7 out of 10s. So yeah, 1 through 4 are all, like, they're all good. Like, this is where, like, those bottom 2 are the only ones where it's like, one's, like, bad, next one's, like, eh. The rest of these are all good. They're all really fun, really entertaining, and maybe somewhat interchangeable. I'm gonna stick with my order. I did order these, like, when I watched them. It's been a little while, so I'll trust my order from back then. But, maybe I could watch them again, and maybe I would be convinced to switch them around somewhat. But all that said, number 4 is Final Destination from 2000, the first one. Yeah, not much to say. It started off and it did a good job. It set a good precedent. Like, Saw is known for its traps. This is known for its kills. So that is like a key component when you're watching these movies, is like, are the kills good? Are they fun? It's not supposed to be, but it's like this leans so far into like cartoonishness, corniness, that it's just like the kills are supposed to be fun. They know what people come to see these for, and it's for people to get killed in like horrendous ways. And that said, I think I might have this one lower than the others because of that key aspect. Maybe that's not the only thing or maybe I shouldn't just rate them on that, because like, thinking about it, this probably has my favorite cast, maybe. Maybe first, yeah, it's my first, my favorite cast or second favorite cast. It's 2000, but it's basically a 90s movie. It feels very 90s. It has a heavily like 90s cast. It was originally supposed to be an X-Files episode, which I thought was so cool. Like the FBI guys in it were supposed to be like Mulder and Scully. There's a lot of like love of horror in this movie that I also liked. The one that I always remember that is like, it's like not fun though. Maybe that's it too, is like this one. And that they don't have to be. If the series did take a different tone or a different angle, they wouldn't have to be fun. And maybe that's what this one was going for, because it didn't quite know what it was trying to be yet. But like, there's the scene where it's like his best friend in the bathtub and he gets like hung. I remember that from like before I probably even saw the whole movie. I probably just like saw a clip of that, or maybe I saw somebody watching it, and that like stuck with me. That one's like fucked up.
Alex, let's go take a shit.
Next up, number 3 is Final Destination 2 from 2003. So the first sequel. This one has Ali Larder from the first one come back, the only survivor. I think the only time they've done that, where they've brought where anybody's survived, really. I don't know. Does the end of this one imply that like the main characters are going to die? I don't remember. I've seen this a few times. This is maybe the one that I've seen the most, and I'm still not exactly sure what that means. So this might be the only one that has survivors that don't die in later movies, like Ali Larder, and she's like a carryover. And yeah, this one steps up the gore, the craziness of the kills, maybe the most famous premonition scene with the log truck, that's basically like a meme in and of itself, and is terrifying. I'd say most if not all these movies have like a moment that is like some deep-seated fear in me, and so this one has like the log truck. Even the Final Destination, there's the part it's weird to say it's because it's not like it's like things that like aren't like common to think about, but like you have thought about it before, and it's terrifying. And the Final Destination has the one guy getting like stuck to the bottom of the pool or whatever, or the hot tub. Ugh, that used to like terrify me as a kid, like that happening. But yeah, great ending. I love the ending. I like that this one they do like actually have a plan to stop it. Maybe the most coherent and the one that works the best, I guess. Plan. It kind of feels more like how a story like this should go, whereas the other ones really do mostly just feel like, oh, I had a premonition that we're all gonna die, so let's go tell the person that they're gonna die, and then the person's like, yeah, whatever, and then they die. And then just like rinse and repeat until everybody's dead. This changed it, and like then like the stakes and whatever get ramped up because of it. Yeah, the guy getting cut in half with like the razor wire is a good one. Of course the ending scene is so great.
Yeah, me too. Dad, you should tell him about the news van thing.
What's that?
Well, Brian was almost hit by that news van that day in the field. And your friend Rory, he pulled him back at the last second. Saved his life.
You never told me that, Peter. Boy, that was lucky.
And I think maybe I gave this one the edge to the first one, just, again, maybe because of the kills, but also because, like I said, this is the one that I watched the most. And I watched this before the first one. So this one has like a nostalgic edge for me over the first, despite it being second. Number 2 is Final Destination 5 from 2011. Just so happy after the previous two, but especially the Final Destination, that I was like, man, I guess it was just like 2 solid movies, and then it just like went off a cliff. But this one took it right back. Like it took a while for me to realize that, like, oh, this one is going to be good. This one is not like the last 2. This one does introduce a new concept too. This is the first one where they say, like, oh, if you kill somebody, you get their time back or whatever, which leads to some fun moments and turns and whatever. This might take the cake for the best kills in the series, maybe. I know this had the I feel like this one had the ones where if they weren't the most like cheering, like, yeah, that was awesome type kills, I'm pretty sure this had the most that I like cringed at, like horrified in that way, which is good. I mean, right? It's you want that in a horror movie. Like, there's like the screw on the balance board, and the way that they played with that, like, you see it, and then you're just that's an example of a great death scene in Final Destination. Like, the setup, and then you're just sitting with it. It's this series thrives off of dramatic irony, and it uses it really well in this one. And then, yeah, the ending with, the whole life theft thing, and they're like, turns a guy into a villain. I don't know. That's fun. The twist ending with them being like on the flight, I don't know. Like, on the one hand, it sounds bad. It sounds like a dumb, cheap gimmick. And it sounds like it could totally just like not work. But somehow they pull it off so well. It's done so deftly that I was just like, that is so fucking awesome. It's one of the better examples of like fan service and fan servicey, like, payoff gimmick thing that I've seen in a while. It was great. I was totally into that. I was all for that ending. I thought it was great. And according to my writings, we watched this on May 13th, which is when the flight is, which is wild. Which leaves for the number 1 spot, Final Destination Bloodlines from 2025. Yeah, the newest entry. I thought it was great. Yeah. I like that all the characters, like, the concept of it being a family, like, that gives them an excuse to be interacting and talking with each other so much. Yeah, the premonition scene was interesting. I like that. I like the part where the guy gets like bisected by the elevator. Awesome. It does raise questions about like how all of these movies are like, you gotta take everything with a grain of salt. It's like, okay, so how did she actually survive that long? Like, how is it that like it wasn't able to get her when just like anything can kill you? Which is another like thing that I liked about this, that they do in other ones, but I noted in this one specifically that, like, because of how the franchise works, and that fucking anything in a scene could be the the thing that kills a person. That like the camera will focus on something. It'll focus on a computer mouse. And you're like, oh, something's gonna happen. What's gonna happen? Somebody's gonna like step on it, and a spring's gonna shoot out, and it's gonna stab him in the eye. Or, but then like, nope, it has nothing to do with it. It's just messing with you.
I don't know, the trimmer could fall and hit the leaf blower guy, which causes him to blow stuff into the kid's eyes and then kick the ball into his face.
Whoa. Soccer ball to my face? That does sound deadly.
This is the other one that I would, obviously, with the first one, I'm like, this might have my favorite cast. Yeah, I like the acting. Like, I like the characters. The comedy didn't, like, always work for me. It was a little hit or miss, but it was much better than... That was one of my big gripes with number 5, was that the comedic relief character in that I thought was so, like, annoying. Like, so cringy, early 2010s, like, annoying, like, raunchy humor dude that just didn't work for me, like, at fucking all. Yeah, then you get the, you know, Tony Todd gets his send-off. Made me a little emotional, even if it like, again, it knows exactly what it's doing. Well, I mean, it does, but like, I don't think that it was just like, oh yeah, we're gonna pull at people's heartstrings. It's still a Final Destination movie. I don't know how serious the movie is, like, taking itself in those regards, but it was a good kind of tribute to him, I guess. All these movies are a little dumb, but fun, and this one is no different. So here's them in order. I do write reviews for most all. I think at this point with the first two, I hadn't decided to make a ranked list or whatever, and then I decided to after that. So there's reviews for like half of them. And then yeah, there's the other series I've ranked reviews for all those movies too. Yeah, good series. It's like I feel like most of these have like a clear, like, I love this movie. This is just like not just great for the franchise. It's just a great horror movie, or maybe a great movie. You know, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Saw, Alien, like all those especially those ones have like some of my favorite movies of the genre. This one doesn't have any of those, but it's a pretty reliable, like, you know, 4 out of 6 are 7 out of 10s. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good score. A pretty good average of 6 out of 10 is good for a horror franchise. So, you know, it's got that going for it. It's a good old reliable franchise, and that's like a good sign of like, yeah, you know, I'll watch more, because it'll probably be more of the same, or at least there'll be some fun kills, unless it's the Final Destination. So yeah, hope you enjoyed. I try to do, like, you know, at least one of these every year, and then I'll have my Hooptober video coming out. Should be sometime around when this comes out. Keep an eye out for that. Keep an eye out for more Duds episodes. We do horror month all October long, where we cover a different horror movie every week, and then, I mean, we do horror movies other times too, but it's just random. Oh my god. And we're gonna say bye-bye one more time, bud. No, dude, I'm tired too. Let's go to bed. Nice.